Hello folks and welcome to Total War Warhammer. As always, of course, I'm Falcon, your host. I have one very important thing that I'm going to note here. This may not be that important for many people who play this game, but if you're any sort of person who records, streams, or otherwise plays this game with any intention of putting it on YouTube or, public matches, videos, whatever, make this very clear to game companies. Screw you and your game taking control of the volume of the microphone for the system. This is a terrible thing. And those games that do it, basically, my response to you is fuck you. I'm just gonna start out with that. Okay? So far, from what I've seen of this game, no complaints. It's a very good game. From what I've seen, I've liked the aspects of it that I've looked at, which isn't to say very much, because I've basically only fiddled with the menus and kind of gotten like a very vague idea of the feel of some of the stuff. I haven't actually really played the game yet, because I want to basically go in blind here for the campaign that we're going to be doing. But, yeah, that's a problem. It's the first time I tried to record this. It was a good thing that I was looking at my microphone levels and looking at my volume levels and stuff. Well, you people, I would have had to re-record it, basically, because anybody attempting to watch my video would never have been able to hear again. Ever. Let's just start with that. Okay, there is actually a pretty good amount of, as you saw, even audio customization, and a good amount of video customization too, which is I'm quite happy with. I am pleased that they have elected to do this. And yeah, I think it's a very good thing that there's so many options here. One other thing that I would really like to note is this right here, unit size. If you play a Total War game, this is in all the Total War games that I've ever bothered to play and actually looked at. Always turn this to Ultra. Always. Just do it. Trust me on this. Just trust me on this. This affects how large the units are that you can recruit, like number of people in the unit. Just put it on Ultra. Just whatever the largest setting that they have is, just do it. Don't question it. Don't consider it. Just do it. But yeah, the good amount of options. I'm still running my 780, which by the time this videos actually come out, since these won't actually be released until the beginning of June, by the time this comes out, I will not have my 780 anymore. Or I'll still have it, I guess, but I won't be using a 780. Or maybe shortly after this comes out. Depends on how long it takes to get to me. But I will be buying a 1080, the new ones. They come out on the 27th of May, so they will have been out for a couple days by the time this video comes out. And depending on how quickly I get it shipped to me, I may or may not already have it. The 27th happens to be a Friday, so it's not exactly the best time in the world to be getting stuff shipped to you, what with the weekend and all, but whatever. It's really neither here nor there. The point is, most of the videos going forward are going to have better graphics. Just say that. Put it out there right now. That's not just with this game, but that's just in general. I'm going to have better graphics. Okay. Now that I've gone over that, there is control options, control rebinding, which is great. You can look through all the stuff. You can change the camera. Good things to have. I like that these are options. Game settings. You can change the amount of advisor frequency, some other different things. Good things to have. Brightness and gamma. Not really that important, but still good things to have. I like that they have a variety of options in here, and that is good. That is very, very good. Okay, so let's take a look at the factions, shall we? We have the Empire, which is the humans. they're, from what I can tell, they're the most basic. If you've played previous Total War games, this is going to be basically the faction that you're going to be most familiar with. All of these factions have very unique gameplay to them from what it looks like. They have very unique mechanics for each and every one of the factions. And near as I can tell, the Empire is the most normal of these factions. The main thing being to them that isn't, quote-unquote normal is the fact that they are a fractured empire, and the various parts of your empire are ruled over by these elector counts, who you have tenuous control over, as they say. You guys haven't really seen this too much yet as of the when this video comes out, but if you watch my videos on my channel, if you watch Stellaris, you might get a little bit of this, because it's kind of like the comparing like the territory I control in Stellaris versus the provinces that you can kind of designate in Stellaris that have control of the sectors, rather, that have control of other planets and are ruled by like another a governor for that sector, but you don't have any direct control over the sector. Kind of assuming it's vaguely like that. I might be completely talking out my ass here. I'm kind of assuming that's the case. And we have the dwarves. They're another faction that's at least vaguely similar to your more basic faction, but they are very focused on relatively small forces and a very artillery-focused faction. And they have these grudge missions, which basically an enemy pisses you off and you must, get revenge, get payback, whatever, depends on what it is. That seems to be the main things with them. The Greenskins are a faction that is very large unit sizes, but they're relatively weak individual units. They are very focused on attacking all the time. Like, they have to be constantly at war. You have to be constantly attacking, or your forces start to fight amongst themselves. You end up in, like, civil wars, basically. Your own units turning against themselves, not even against each other. So you have to constantly be fighting. And they have, the whole log mechanic that helps to, reward that and encourage that. And that's just their whole thing. You are eternally fighting, and if you're not, you're going to be in trouble. Vampire counts. They are undead armies. And because they're undead armies, you get to resurrect army units on the fly. You get to create armies of the undead on the battlefield and off the battlefield on the fly. Because of that, you are very focused on some of your magic capabilities. They're a little more magic based than the other factions are, and their magic is based on the ability to create armies, more or less. And then there's the Warriors of Chaos, which is basically the closest equivalent that we've seen in Total War is the Huns from Attila, the last Total War game. They don't get to have territory, don't get to have actual settlements. You just get to have big armies that you go around and raid and pillage and burn and destroy everything. That's how they play. This, of course, is the pre-order / if you buy the game within the first week or something, I think it is, of the game coming out, you get them for free. And then failing that, they're a DLC that you have to pay for. They are apparently a faction in the game normally. Whether you own the ability to play as them or not, they're actually in the game as a faction. but they're a non-playable faction that serves basically as the end game bad guys, or one of the end game bad guys at least. So that's basically their mechanic. Now, I think we're going to go with the Empire for this first mission, or this first campaign that I play here on the channel. And I'm thinking I'm going to play multiple campaigns of this. Honestly, I kind of want to play a campaign of every single one of these factions, because from the sounds of them, they are all different enough that I want to actually experience them all. So this game I'll probably be playing for a good deal of time to come. And at some point, I might even increase the amount of videos that I'm doing of it to help facilitate that. So I can maybe even do multiple campaigns at once or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how well I actually fully get into the game. But so, this is another mechanic in general. This is for all the factions, is you only really have one or maybe two enemies in this game, as opposed to the previous Total War games where you could go to war with whoever the fuck you want, basically. It may not have necessarily been a victory condition to go to war with them, but you were basically only fighting, you could fight anybody, basically. In this, you're fighting only specific factions. You can probably fight anyone, but you only, you can't actually capture, so you can only capture territory belonging to vampire counts or any other human faction except for Norska. I don't know who the fuck Norska is, but whoever they are, apparently nobody can capture their shit. Because the couple other ones that have stuff where they refer to human factions, they, again, say you can't capture Norska territory. So, I don't know who the hell Norska is, but apparently nobody can fight them. I don't know why, but... So yeah, we have offices, kind of similar to the previous games. Again, you can put certain leaders into these offices and they get different bonuses. And technologies or branches are linked to various buildings. Again, very similar to the previous Total War games. There is a long and short campaign, just as there was in previous Total War games. And basically, it looks like the main difference being you have to control the same territory, but the main difference being with the long campaign, you have to destroy the vampire counts, which you don't have to do in the short campaign. And that's pretty much the same with all the other factions. Like, the dwarves are trying to fight the greenskins, and their objective is to destroy the greenskins. Greenskins, their objective is the same thing. Their objective is to destroy... In their case, it's a little different. They get to fight a few more people. They have to destroy the Empire and the dwarves. But really, pretty much the same shit. You also... Because the greenskins are a very divided faction, you have to wipe out all these other smaller greenskin groups, basically to try to unify the greenskins under your dominion and your control, because you're the biggest, baddest orc around, basically. So they actually have probably one of the longest campaigns of anybody because of that. Vampire counts, again, Empire, Dwarves, and Bretonnia, which is a non-playable faction. So again, they probably have a pretty long campaign just because they have to wipe out a bunch of people, as opposed to being a little more focused. And then the warriors, again, you have to wipe out basically all the non-evil factions. Well, questionable rather, greenskins and vampire counts are quote-unquote evil, but we won't go there. I will warn you folks, I know Warhammer 40k relatively well. I know next to nothing about fantasy Warhammer, which is what this is. Next to nothing. There's some broad strokes that I have, very vague general knowledge, but if you expect someone to know the lore of fantasy Warhammer and be able to, explain things, I am not going to be that person, unfortunately. But what I can do is give you a good Total War campaign, because I'm pretty fucking good at Total War games. So let's go into this, and I will happily demonstrate that. Another thing that I do like that you get to do is you get to play as different leaders. You can play as Emperor Karl Franz, or you can play as Balthazar Gelt. Whoever the fuck that is. I'm sure he's important. Unfortunately, I don't know who he is. Let's see. Is he like... doesn't really say why he's a potential faction leader. Thorgrim Grudgebearer, he is the actual leader of the dwarves. Or you can play as Ungrim Iron Fist. I'm just assuming he's a important guy within the orcs or the dwarves. Grimgor Ironhide, he's the main dude. Or, well, you look scary. Lore of Death Spells by unlocking the legendary Crown of Sorcery. So you're apparently more of a mage-ish orc. Freaky looking. Very freaky looking. Alright. Of course, then we have the vampire leaders. The Lord of Vampires himself, or some dude who doesn't look like a damn thing like he's a vampire. Direwolves, Karn Wraiths. Interesting. And I do like that the different leaders have their own different capabilities. Also, this guy's a necromancer. Okay. Interesting. And then, of course, you have the Warriors of Chaos. Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, he's the leader of Chaos. A Dragon Ogre, whatever the hell that is. Big scary dude. And Prince Sigvald the Magnificent, which I don't know who you're supposed to be. Doesn't really tell me a whole lot of details on who you're supposed to be. You're just apparently a big bad dude you don't want to fuck with. Okay, well, let's just go with Emperor Karl Franz. There is an introduction campaign tutorial / battle, which you do get to do with each of the main leaders, with the exception of Chaos, apparently. Which kind of gives you an introduction on how to play the game. I will do this just because of story purposes. I wouldn't do it otherwise, though, because I don't really need a Total War tutorial. I just don't. But we'll do it anyway because, you know, story stuff, basically. The glory of the charge was Balduin most alive, and though others were tempered by the fires of war, better controlled their ardor, he was ever in the forefront of battle. Virtue of the Impetus Knight. Fear me, mortals, for I am the anointed, the favored son of Chaos, the scourge of the world. The armies of the gods rally behind me, and it is by my will and by my sword that your weakling nations shall fall. Archaon. I'm gonna stomp up dust, I'm gonna grind the bones, I'm gonna burn down their towns and cities, I'm gonna pile them up hot in a big fire and roast them, bash their heads, break their faces, jump up and down on the bits and left and right, I'm gonna get really mean. Grimgor Ironhide. Sounds like orcs. Clarion call is sounded, I will ride out and fight in the name of liege and lady. Whilst I draw breath, the lands bequeathed unto me will remain untainted by evil, honor is all, chivalry is all, the knight's vow. It's a game, yes, but there are rules. There are always rules, except for us. Oh, that's a weird graphic issue. Alright, seriously. Can we fix this? Are you guys seeing this? Nope, that pauses the game entirely.
For the old
Alright.
world lies in great peril.
Alt tabbing out seemed to fix it, even if it paused the game for a second. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not. I don't know if it recorded that, but it was definitely having some issues. Oh, hi.
A strong leader is needed to unite the Empire, the greatest of mankind's nations.
Warhammer Fantasy, to me, has always been a little too ripped off of
As
Lord of the
gods
Rings.
battle for the world's fate, I make my own humble contribution. In the employ of the newly anointed Emperor.
For obvious reasons, but I think it's part of why I've never liked the fantasy
Even
lore
now,
as much as the
we make
40k.
haste to the Emperor's ancestral capital. For the demented Rachnic Spiderclaw leads an attack on Altdorf's walls.
Yeah, let's go kick that spider claw. Whoever the fuck
My
that is.
charge is Karl Franz, the true wielder of Gal Maraz. But as he fights to secure his status as Emperor, will his reign strengthen the nation? Or lead it to ruin?
I am curious to see what additional factions they add in the future.
Our capital. Theirs is a vile race Sigmar swore to expel from our lands, yet they dare return. Join me, men, for I will not rest until every accursed goblin lies burning on a pyre.
The Goblin army lies ahead, Emperor. They are preparing for an attack on Altdorf. See for yourself.
Oh my. Okay, there we go. Oh, no. Damn it. It's one of them fucking things. It's gonna give me some bullshit. Alright. Oh my. Camera's moving a little too quickly for my taste. That's fine. Also need to figure out how to unpause the game. Space does not unpause the game, although it does give us the ability to turn on and off a whole bunch of UI things, which is cool. I actually like that, but oh, that's neat. Look at that. We can actually see where the is that just this artillery that's over here? Yeah. We can actually see where the artillery is supposed to land. See, we can see precisely where it's intended to land. Rather, that's actually where it will land. It might be questionable, but okay. P button unpause it. Can I?
Your men are
Okay,
engaging the
survey
enemy
the
from all
battlefield.
sides.
Can I select and
Be
move
sure
shit now,
to
please?
join
Thank
the
you.
fight yourself.
Take position.
Okay, so you can run, double-clicking runs just like in previous games. That's good. Alright, now remember that that unit size thing that I talked about previously? See how this unit is 120 units? That's with the ultra size. Although this tutorial mission may be a little different. But in previous Total War games, I will use as the example here, 120 was basically the standard size on the largest unit setting. If you had it set to the setting below that, it was probably like 100 or something, as opposed to 120. If you had it the one below that, it was like 80, and then like the smallest was like 60 or something. It varied by game, but it decreased the number of people you had in your army. And while this was good if you had a slow computer that couldn't really run the game very well, it's great, in fact, because it doesn't have to run as many units, it doesn't have to calculate as many ragdolls, and when it had ragdolls anyway, with the more recent games. You know, didn't have to calculate as many individual people. Okay, you can jump off a cliff, dude. You know, as true as all of that was, it made the game a lot less epic, and in my opinion, a lot less interesting. This was not a failing of the game by any stretch of the imagination. You know, it's an intended thing. It's just that, I've never been a fan. Okay, so R does let you run. Good. Exactly as I would hope. Okay, so this right here is the #1 key to Total War games, just in general. You lock down the enemy with some units, force them into position, force them into fighting you, and then you flank, and surround, engulf, and engage, and destroy. Because if you can surround a unit, if you can hit them from behind or the side or wherever, you will have a lot more effect than you will if you just try to charge in straight up. I like that when Karl Franz hits things, look at that, like launches the ball. It's pretty cool. Oh shit. See, they're about to do the same thing to me now, which is actually going to be bad for me. So he has some special abilities. Let me pause the game here for a second. He has Foe Seeker, which increases his own personal capabilities. And he has Hold the Line, which increases the abilities of everyone around him. Now, this only helps against charge and leadership checks, so I don't think it would really help us in this particular instance, because they already charged into us, and we were facing the wrong direction, so I don't think it really would have done much anyway. But if we use Foe Seeker, he will be stronger. Although it's more stronger for charging bonuses, so not necessarily going to help me in this particular instance since we're already engaged. We'll see. I really need these guys to run though, they need to break, because we are tied up now in the back, and we're going to take a lot of casualties if we don't manage to break these guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull him back with a Foe Seeker, and he's going to charge in here. Ooh. Oh, you missed it. I was going to say, he does this big charge attack that he'll like run in and just like plow over people. I know because I watched the video on somebody else playing the game, but not because I played it myself. They had the game, you know, a few days ago. He had the game a few days ago. I did not get early access like he did, so I was unable to do as he did and play it a few days previous to the game actually coming out. Hey, go, 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 guys. Engage those archers, tie them up so they can't fucking engage us. Assuming, of course, that you can manage to tie them up at least. We have another sizable force coming in on us, though, so... Okay, spearmen are very good against charging units.
They will be most effective if allowed to shoot from a distance.
Yes, yes, yes. When they're also good is when you can hit them from the sides. Now, do you have any special abilities? Doesn't look like you do.
Swordsmen! Understood! Obey! Battle and blood awaits!
Handgunners! Ready! To battle!
Hey, handgunners, hurry, hurry, hurry. I need you to get into position.
Ready for war!
Franz, get over there, help out with those trolls.
Sigmar
Get you over there, help out with those trolls.
Understood!
Alright, forget the damn archers, let the handgunners shoot at them. Watch them just get wrecked.
Words and actions can inspire the troops before you.
Oh, they don't die necessarily. Even when they get shot down, they don't necessarily die immediately. It's interesting. I like how it just like launches them though, it's funny. It's pretty cool. I like the effect. There's so much more shit on the screen though than there has been in previous Total War games. Which I'm not actually a huge fan of, to be honest with you. Where are you guys going?
I will not stand idle!
It's fine, we've got bigger things to worry about right now. So those goblin archers are about to die. We need you to move in and hit these trolls.
The enemy general joins the fray, Commander. He fights amongst his mounted troops. Strike him down.
Run, 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 run. No, run, run, run. Spearman, go, go, go. Crap. Nothing I can do about that because it spawned enemies behind me. I couldn't do anything to deal with them any other way. Which is bullshit, but it's a tutorial mission. So, you know, whatever. There's only so much you can do when you're not actually given control of the situation. Why are you guys not running? Run, run, run. You need to be engaged, guys.
My subjects call!
Alright, get over there. Actually, shoot these guys. Now, one big mistake that I've seen a lot of people that have been playing this game is right here, for example. My handgunners are shooting at these enemy forces, but we are shooting into their backs. They are engaged in the front against friendlies. However, I have watched people charge their own units, like into the back here, and they're fighting, so they've got these guys surrounded, like you kind of should. But then they go and shoot with the handgunners at these guys when their troops are in the way. No! Just no! Because line of sight is a thing. They are shooting their own men. He's killing his own men when he does that. Probably more than he's killing the enemy, in fact. This does not work. This is not how you want to play. He's an idiot for doing it.
Take it down! Ulrich's wrath on them!
Alright, go, 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 guys. Go, go, go. Get on these guys. Do not let them fucking flank us and hit our ranged unit. Okay. So reform. 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 Alright. So now I'm running a little chance of hitting friendlies, but we're still kind of firing mostly around the friendlies. They've surrounded them to a degree, so it's you know, there's only so much I can do there, but and to avoid friendly casualties, even though it doesn't really matter in this particular mission, but now we want to
The last of the goblin scum flee, my emperor.
No.
Altdorf is secure.
Okay, so see if I had control of these cavalry, I would be chasing down these guys. But oh well. We were not close to defeat. We were well in the path of victory there, guys. Volkmar, just look at him. He never wavers, never yields. Some say he never even sleeps. Everything about him is bent to the one great task of holding back the darkness. He can't do it alone, but then again, he doesn't need to, for his sheer resolve inspires men like us to greatness. So, Albrecht Waldorf, Preceptor of the Righteous Lance. Don't know who he's talking to. Volkmar, maybe? Talking about Volkmar? I don't know who Volkmar is. I don't know. Again, Fantasy Warhammer. I don't know the damn, oh, did the game freeze? No, okay. I don't know the damn lore. I don't know the characters. I don't know crap, really. I knew Karl Franz was the Emperor. That's about all I can tell you. I literally know nothing. Like, Sigmar used to be the Emperor. Unlike Warhammer 40k, Sigmar did actually, quote-unquote, ascend to become a god. In theory, similar to how what the Empire believes happened to the Emperor in 40k. But it's not, in reality, the same thing, because
their dead and dying litter the field. Altdorf is safe for now.
Okay, so, territory on the map is divided into provinces. Each province contains multiple settlements.
The capital may be secure, yet many enemies still surround you. Survey the map for yourself, Your Eminence. The lands
so we
to
got
the north
Karlberg.
of the Reich are controlled from Middenheim, my Emperor. Elector Count Boris Podbringer, Graf of Middenheim, was a rival claimant to the throne, and bitter that you have taken the mantle.
So, he's opposed to us because we took what he believes is his empire, basically.
Secessionists hostile to your election as Emperor are trying to form a breakaway province to the south. They will mobilize against you and march against Altdorf when their strength is sufficient.
I believe they're probably a major priority that we will want to deal with, because they are going to directly attack us, which I wouldn't be at all surprised if, other people don't, but... Okay, so you use the mouse to turn the map. Which is impressive, by the way. I don't know how much of this is actual playable, usable province. But there's certainly a lot of space. How much of it is actual, being used by the factions and stuff in the game, I don't know, but there is certainly a impressive amount of it. Very, very rocky cliffs. Possibly that's the Chaos Wastes up there, maybe? I don't know. Again, talking out my ass, I have no fucking clue. This is definitely ocean. Pretty water. We can actually see things. Winds of Magic. Interesting. I guess that's what the oh, I can't see it now, but I guess it's what that... Yeah, like that. That must be the Winds of Magic. What precisely that means, well, if I know, but... So, are you secessionists? You are. Okay. So, if we destroy here? Is that just a single settlement out of these secessionists? Or... like, can we destroy... like a capital that would take these guys out all at once? I don't really know.
The wealthy city-state of Marienburg lies to the west. It seceded over 70 years ago in a corrupt deal that brought shame on the Empire. This city would surely make a glittering prize for your burgeoning reign.
That's a good thing to deal with later, but I think we have to deal with our present secessionists that are trying to overthrow our
secessionists
position
cannot be allowed to defy
right now.
your rule and field their own armies. The time to move against them is now, Your Eminence.
Alright, so you can select Carl
Bring me to my
Franz's
men.
army.
Make
Move him
haste,
to
men.
here. That's where it wants us to
Good.
move.
Such decisive action will leave the enemy in no
And-
doubt as to you.
Forced to
More
fight or
men stand
capitulate.
ready to take up arms for your cause, my emperor. Recruit them, and they
Okay,
will be ready to
so-
fight in the battles that are to come.
Oh, well, I can't
The
do that
nation
yet.
calls.
Tutorial. But you can recruit units on the army, it looks like. You probably can recruit them in cities as well. But you actually build the units on the army, which is something that they've started doing in more recent times in the some of the more recent games. So what do we have? We have swordsmen, halberdiers, spearmen, handgunners, crossbow, and Riksguard, which are cavalry. Alright, so let's get ourselves
As you say.
another unit of spearmen.
Excellent
Maybe two
choices
more
all.
units
Be
of
aware that your army must remain stationary to train the new
swordsmen.
recruits.
I guess that's all we can train in one go.
Improvements
All right.
may be made to your capital now that the threat to its security has receded. Altdorf must prosper if the empire is to flourish, my emperor. Your Eminence, I
Okay.
suggest you upgrade the training facilities, allowing you to field better forces to face your enemies.
Oh, okay, so that's how you can make better troops. So that's cool. Oh, so this is more like what they did in Rome than, say, Rome 2, I should say, than what they've done in the older games, which doesn't surprise me, I suppose. Not in the slightest, but
Excellent.
nevertheless.
The
Alright,
Imperial
we'll do
engineers
that.
will begin. Emperor, by Sigmar's will, there is nothing more.
And then we end the turn. Goes through a bazillion factions. Most of them are probably orcs.
The secessionists send out a force to stall your advance. Take
Ready.
yeah.
missions
Yeah,
may
let's
be
go
issued from time to time by
kick
those
some ass.
interested in your progress. These
Okay,
can be
Fickle
reviewed
winds of
at
magic
your
spill
request.
from the realm of chaos. Okay, shut up. And flow across the world. The winds wax and wane in an incomprehensible fashion, at times blowing a gale, on other times be calmed. Now the arcane currents have changed once more. The stronger the winds are blowing in a region, the faster they will replenish in battles fought there, and vice versa. This affects how many spells will be cast over the course of a battle. Ah. Alright. Cool. Oh. How the hell did we get to this map? Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'm down, because that means I can actually see the whole world map, which is I'm down for, but I don't know how we got here, though. So, there's the Sea of Chaos. There's the Chaos Wastes. Okay, so that's where the forces of chaos come from. Alright. Okay, so there's trade goods / special things that give you different stuff in territories. Alright. Neat. I have no idea how we got to this menu. Ah. Okay. That's how we got to it. Alright, good to know.
Calls.
Alright, let's go
Battle is
attack
upon
this
us.
guy, and then that'll probably
Study
be the
your
end
options
after this.
carefully. The enemy are close. Blood will be spilt.
Yeah. We could auto-calc this, I'm pretty sure we would win, because we have just overwhelming firepower. But at least at the beginning here, we probably should fight most of the battles, so we can get a vague, at least a vague idea about any unique mechanics that this game has in comparison to the previous Total War games. Primarily magic, although I don't think we really have any magic yet.
Your soldiers are
But
ready
once we
to
do
deploy.
get there, okay, I'm seriously, I am definitely going Set you to minimal. Let's just tell you to shut up, basically, because you are just pissing me off. Okay, so we have very high hills here, so let's make use of those hills. Because we do have a couple of units of ranged guys who will benefit greatly from that height advantage. Assuming the enemy comes at us. Now we're attacking them, and if this is anything like previous Total War games, a faction on the defense does not typically... an AI faction on the defense, I should specify, does not typically move. They usually are content to sit there, which can be incredibly frustrating, but it doesn't actually overly surprise me if that's the case. They are moving.
Harness its power and channel it against your enemy.
There's magic here. Provide spellcasters. I don't think we have any spellcasters, though. Is there a Center of the Winds of Magic panel? Bottom of the screen on the battle interface. Bottom of the screen on the battle interface. What? Maybe that doesn't show up because I don't have... It may not show up because I don't have any magic people. Oops. What did I just do? Oh, this is like... Okay. You can use the arrow keys to advance your people. Kind of in formations. Let's see, we could group, skirmish mode, guard mode.
This is my command!
If we group them, will they stay? Will they stay? No, they will not. Okay, is there a way to set... Alright, so we can kind of do what I was doing with missiles in the front, but it doesn't quite work how I was trying to have it work. But oh well. Now how do you speed up time?
Your troops will fire at will without orders to the contrary, Commander. Have
That's
them
a
conserve
good
their
fucking
ammunition,
question.
if you so wish.
There has to be a, I am well aware about that kind of thing, thanks. There has to be a way to speed up and slow down time via keyboard shortcuts, but I don't know what that... Okay, T cycles through it. It's not really what I wanted, though. I wanted it to... Okay, to move forward just a hair.
Fight with us! We are Sigmar's heirs! Shoot!
Alright.
Taking position!
Oops. Send you guys in. Charge into them.
To battle!
I'm going to send a group over there. Going to send a group kind of to the side over here. We will group you directly behind our cavalry or our range units along with them. I'm going to roll the cavalry in this direction in a hurry, because I'm going to flank with the cavalry.
Your troops come under fire, Commander. Have them find cover or eliminate the source.
State troops ready!
Okay.
Spearman!
Alright, go to slow motion here for a second. I need to make sure that you are set on skirmish, because I don't want you guys to stand there as the enemy comes in at you. I want you to move. out of the way. You guys can charge in on them now.
My lord, their troops begin to flee.
We are
Run the
Sigmar's
cowards down.
Prepare for combat!
Go, go, go. Charge in, charge in.
We obey!
Okay, crossbows could actually shoot over your troops. The handgunners cannot, which does give them a substantial advantage when you're dealing with certain types of enemies, obviously. Alright, so we've got these guys partially surrounded. They do have a leader guy in the midst of all of that, who's kind of doing his thing. I just like how large some of this display is. Yeah, our lord is under attack, but he's fine. Really. They're broken, they're wavering. You guys just ran down the crossbows entirely. Keep after him, don't let him break, don't let him run away.
We are Sigmar's heirs!
Rebels, aim! We're ready! Save ammunition!
Okay, turn off fire at will.
Formation!
Oh no, I need you to charge into melee.
Call France! Sigmar!
Okay, get the knights down here, charge into those fleeing units and try to wipe out as many of them as possible.
Ready!
Okay, that should let you shoot into these guys from more or less without hitting our own troops.
Mighty lord.
May not be perfect, but it'll be at least
Die, traitor!
to some degree. We should be able to hit without hitting our own guys. Okay, they have broken now. Their leader is still doing his thing, so let's get in there and try to wipe him out with some degree of quickness. What are you guys doing? Oh, the glories of my warriors flee. Who's fleeing? I think I'm confused. They're definitely not fleeing. Okay, and apparently, despite being the leader, he doesn't look like he actually has a skill to help him here.
The enemy commander runs from the field, my lord, and a sorry spectacle it is too. His army will surely follow.
Get him! Don't let him get away. Get him! It is the middle of a damn army. You shouldn't be able to get away. I like how they actually have health bars now, which, I mean, is good and bad, but especially if you have units like hero units that have, you know, a lot of health. Previously, if you attempted to do, you know, some sort of hero unit type thing, it didn't work very well. It just didn't work very well. Having the ability to have some sort of health bar style mechanic is definitely going to help. What the fuck are you guys doing? I'm supposed to be after that dude. I don't know what the hell what you think you're doing, but whatever it is, it's not what you should be doing. I want to kill this guy. That's why I'm still after him, even though we've long since won the battle. I want to kill this dude. I don't want him to get away. I don't know if he'll be able to get away anyway, but I don't want him to actually succeed in escaping regardless of...
We are Sigmar's heirs! Quickly! Move it! Sigmar calls! We kill each other!
so the cavalry got in here, so that's good. That might help. He's almost dead. There he goes. Now we can end the battle. Now we can end the battle. I just wanted the dude to be dead. Didn't really care about his other stuff. So we lost 182 out of almost 1,000. Rougher than I would have liked, but... Now this is cool. I like this part. You can pardon them, which gives you extra money. That's basically the old ransom option that you had. But it makes your people not terribly happy. It doesn't make them want to join you because you're letting enemies get away, basically. You can kill them all, which gives you a leadership bonus because you killed the enemy. Or you can force them to become your own troops, which gives you an easy way to help replenish your forces. And I think I'm going to do that because we did take a fair amount of casualties, and this will help a good deal with that particular issue.
The Empire.
So we'll do that. It's not perfect, but it helped, at least to some extent, to replenish some of our losses. So I completed one thing. Their one leader died. We gained a follower. Unit experience for recruits. That's good. On him. Gained a talisman? Protected against attacks from flying creatures. Alright, so it gives a... affects enemies in range, gives them a debuff to their damage if they're flying. Cool. That's neat. I like it. So we have an ability now. It's not much of an ability because it's not an enemy type that we're likely to run into too much right at the moment, but nevertheless.
No.
So they don't really have anything in the way of actual troops or
What? Men,
anything
I will
really to
fight
speak
with
of
you.
here. Because he's got no troops there, and you don't have a whole hell of a lot of anything here. This, I think I will auto-resolve, because I don't think there's any real point in actually fighting it. So we'll just auto-resolve it, we'll wipe them the hell out. Yeah, see, we didn't lose hardly anything. We got Banner? What's that? Gained another rank with the leader. And regiments of mobs that fly the Razor's Ten will slice through enemy armor and penetrate their opponent's flesh far easier. Cool, so we got armor-piercing ability. Oh, so this can be on a specific unit. Interesting. Alright. So we have a point to spend on him. I don't know how we get to that. Obviously not from that screen. So we can occupy it, which is probably what we really want to do. Has the least effect on the populace and on their happiness. You can loot it, which gives you money. You can burn it to the ground, or you can burn it to the ground, or you can really loot it. And you're not actually taking control of it then. You don't capture it, but instead steal wealth and money and damage the buildings. Alright, so we're just going to occupy it. This is always, unless you're playing a specific type of faction that requires you to pillage and burn stuff, this is usually the way to go in most of these games. Because you don't want the population and stuff of the new province that you just captured to be unhappy with you. Because if they are, it's going to make it much harder to hold the place. So we will just occupy it. Gave us money anyway. So we gained a banner out of the deal. Character details panel. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. Oh, you have armor and stuff even? Nice. Alright. That's cool. Neat. I like it. Alright, so we've got... We could get a Warhorse, Pegasus, Deathclaw, a legendary Griffin, a lot of skills. Ooh, excuse me. A lot of skills available. That's neat. I like that. So, movement range, inspiring presence, or defense. So I'm guessing this top one is going to be combat bonuses, basically. This middle one is going to be leadership bonuses to help you with your other, your army. And the bottom one is going to be, campaign map bonuses rather than battle bonuses, which is what the other two are. And then these, of course, are special things. Barded Warhorse. This is the thing that should be telling me about stuff, but apparently it's not. Reset. So I do want to take the Warhorse because I think it's silly that he's not already on some sort of mount. He's just walking around on his own 2 feet. I mean, it's the damn Emperor. Why the hell is he walking around on his own 2 feet? So he definitely needs a mount of some sort. So I think we have to take that. And then... Can we make him just really tanky? I think maybe we make him just really tanky.
Your burgeoning realm grows, Your Eminence, yet many evils still abound in this world. The Empire remains divided, and the Lord and Greenskins still threaten your lands. Further afield,
you must remain
there
vigilant.
are rumors of a dark force rising in the east.
Alright, so... Occupy, loot, raise, or sack 2 different settlements. Bringing an entire province under your rule must be a priority. Get 200 gold.
Disagree with that?
I think we definitely would want to probably want to take out these other successionist cities first. It's apparently a Battle of Bloodpine Woods. This must be a special thing. General of the Empire. Bunch of spearmen, some swordsmen, crossbowmen. Ooh, they have artillery. Those that would break away from the rule of the Emperor are nothing but tenacious. They have sent a request for assistance to their allies in the north, and this appeal has been answered with the covert attachments of men. Our spies revealed the massing of a military force in the Bloodpine Woods. Take the fight to them before they can grow into an army. So we would get a special sword. We would get a battle wizard, which would be nice. Do we have a... I was wondering if we had a... some sort of like time limit on this, but it doesn't look like we do, at least not that I can tell. It's a rare sight. Why is it a rare sight? Again, I think it's silly as shit that he's not already on a fucking horse. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to me that he's not already on a horse. Alright, folks. That's going to be it for this episode, I think. So we do need to take Ilhart and Helmgart so that we can control our primary Reichland province, which is, of course, where our capital is. I think we need to control those two things before we really do much else. Then we might move on Marienburg over there, and then possibly move up and deal with this guy immediately following that. But for the moment, at least, we need to really secure Reichland so we can have a strong base from which to operate. Okay, so we will need to stay here for a couple turns to get the public order back where it needs to be. They won't rebel if we stay here. We should be fine. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go, folks. Thank you for watching. Oh, okay, so this is actually the public order for the whole province, not for that specific city. Alright. That makes sense. I'm not entirely sure I like that, despite how much sense it makes. But that's fine. Oh. Okay. Well, we can recruit a lord. Stupid. It's funny. Balthazar Gelt. Talking to Altdorf on Conclave of Battle Wizards. Neat. So I like that the other guy that we can play as becomes a thing. I like that. And recruit a hero. Or I guess these are, yeah, like the wizards, and these are like special units that you can equip, that you can like give over to the army. I'm gonna guess these are basically the agents of like the previous games. Just gonna guess, but could be completely wrong, but I'm gonna guess that is what we're dealing with there. Alright, I'm just gonna do local. I have learned that cloud saves in a lot of games do cause some issues, just as a general rule. So let's try to avoid them for the most part. Okay, folks. As I said, like and subscribe if you enjoy my stuff. I will look around a little bit off camera, try to figure out some of the other interface and such things, and we will pick up probably moving in to secure the rest of our province next episode. That will be what we do. We might get around to doing this fight, we might not. Depends on how quickly we are able to do these other things. So I will see you then. Take it easy, have a good day, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.